Hey there, everyone. Subalias here. I am a music production instructor over at the MAVEN Music Production School here in Cambridge, Massachusetts. I just wanted to give you a quick tip today in Ableton Live, and that is how to create a Ableton Live template set that is automatically opened every time you open up a new set. In addition to that, I'm going to show you how to create a default audio track and a default MIDI track. So every time you open up one of those tracks, it opens up a certain set of audio effects and instruments. So let's start there. So I have an audio and a MIDI track open here. What I'm going to do on the audio track is I'm going to put an EQ and a compressor. I do this because, over 90% of the time, I'm definitely going to EQ something. I'm not always going to compress something, but it's something that I use enough that I just want it to be automatically opened right here. So once I do that, I'm going to right-click the name of the track here, and I'm going to hit Save as Default Audio Track. And then once I do that, every time I open up a new audio track, we can see that each one has its own EQ and compressor. Another great thing about that is it saves the state that the device is in. So if I want to expand the EQ so it shows us the larger version of the spectrum analyzer here, I can save that as well. So it's saved as default, overwrite it, and then every time I open up an audio track, it'll have the EQ in that nice expanded view. So the process for MIDI tracks is basically the same. The only real different thing that I do personally is I put an instrument rack in here. Reason being is I like to typically layer multiple instances of an instrument for different sort of sonic layers within the chain here. So in addition to that, it's just going to be the same as the audio track. I like to put an EQ and a compressor as well. And then same thing. So I'm going to right click, hit Save as Default MIDI Track. And now whenever I open up a new MIDI track, it has my nice preset instrument rack with an EQ and a compressor. Great way just to, shave off those few seconds of doing those mundane tasks of dragging these things in, especially if it's something that you're going to use a lot. It's really convenient just to have it there and ready to go, especially when you're deep within the creative process. So the next thing is actually saving an entire template live set. I do this. It's super helpful for me. I can set up a groups of tracks with instruments preloaded, with effects on the returns that I know I'm already going to use, which is really convenient. It helps, like if I have an idea in my head, I can just jump right in and start working right away. So let me just show you how to do that. So for example, I'm just going to create a few more instrument tracks and some MIDI, some audio tracks. And let's see here. Let's just say on the master channel, we'll put a spectrum analyzer here on the end. We can even change a few of the settings on it as well if we want. Say like turn the max off, even expand it into its larger view. And so let's just leave it like this. We can also, even if it's like track names, right, we can change things like that. So I could say drums, bass, lead. It'll even save things like track color. And it basically saves everything. We can even change the volume level of tracks or the position of the panning. So let's give that a shot. So the way that we save this is it's in the Preferences menu. So we go to Options, Preferences, and right here under File and Folder, this top option here says Save Current Set as Default. So we're going to hit Save. And there we go. So give me 1 second here, and I'm going to open up just a new live set. Just get File, New Live Set, and we'll see it'll open up just how we left it. And there we go. So it's got the spectrum open and all of our track colors, track names, volume, panning, everything. This is just a great way, especially if you've been making music for a while and you're starting to notice certain patterns where you use certain instruments to make certain sounds, like I'm almost always going to use some kind of operator as a sub bass under my, more harmonically rich layer of bass in there. So I'll typically have groups of tracks open with certain instruments on them. Great way to just cut down time when you're in the creative process, because nothing kills a good idea like having to do some mundane tasks like dragging instruments around. So hope you learned something, and thanks for watching.